Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our channel today. I am your host, Charles. Today, we're going to be talking about something uh, very fascinating, very fascinating, very fascinating. So, if you're joining us, please join us. Let us begin this conversation. We are about to begin this conversation. It's an interesting topic that I want us to discuss today. And also, we'll be having the opportunity to receive questions from you guys. And if you have any question, anything that bothers you regarding this topic or any other topic in relation to family and relationships or marriage, you are permitted to ask a question today. But meanwhile, we're going to discuss this particular subject. Actually, it was a question that I received from one of our viewers, and let's see what we can help to bring out from this. This is very, very disturbing because of the longevity of the relationship that they have already. So that's why I'm bringing it up to you guys so that we can discuss it. All right, if you're here already, please hit the like button and the subscribe button if it's your first time of being here on the channel, because we have so much of these to come to your way. So we expect more. As you're coming in, thank you for coming in. Just notify us that you're in, where you're watching from, and then I will give a shout out to you right away. So thank you for joining. And I want to say welcome. Okay, we have an amazing and interesting discussion here today, and that is what I want us to look at. I want us to look at this particular disturbing issue. For me, it is disturbing because of the related question. So come on, guys, let's do this. Where are you everywhere? Where are you everywhere? Thank you for joining us. If you're watching for the first time, I say welcome again. If you're joining us for the first time, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. And if you have any question, please begin to post your question now before we begin to answer this question that we have before us. I have personally thought about the question. I've reasoned it so much. I thought, okay, how did this lady got to this place? How did this lady got to this place? Come on, YouTube, send in the notification. Send everyone the notification. YouTube, quick. I want everyone here before we dive into this subject. I want everyone here because this particular issue is very, very disturbing. As far as I'm concerned, it's not something that we should overlook. We should be able to at least speak to help this lady, and also many other ladies out there who might be in such predicament as well. Because personally, I think we need to put this information out. We need to put this information out. So I think just a minute. I'm putting up my phone so I can view your comments. As many of you that are watching, I want to view your comment there. All right. We already know the question. It says, my husband is an excellent gambler and a super alcoholic. Did you notice? He said the husband is an excellent gambler and a super alcoholic. Should I leave? Now, in the detail of this question is that this lady, he said, she asked the question like this: is it a good idea to walk away or walk out on my husband of 25 years? The husband they've been together for over 25 years. And he says, is it an excellent thing? Is it a good idea to walk away on my husband of 25 years? And now the reason is he's a gambler. He said, who is an excellent gambler and a super alcoholic. Okay, 25 years. You've been with a man who is an excellent gambler and also an alcoholic for 25 years. My God, for 25 years. 25 years. What in the world? So I think that's the issue right now we're going to be discussing. Wow. That's the issue right now we're going to be discussing. First of all, is it right for her to walk away? What do you think? The husband is an alcoholic and he's also a gambler. Is it right for the lady to walk away after 25 years? What do you think? And if you have any recommendation, what do you think she should do? How can she come out of this situation? He says, my husband is an alcoholic, an excellent gambler, and an alcoholic. I want you to notice the conditions here. It says the husband is an excellent gambler and an alcoholic. Now they've been together for 25 years. 25. So she has been with a man who she well knows. She well know that this man is an excellent gambler and also an alcoholic. For 25 years. And now she's asking, she's tired. She said she's tired. Can she go? What do you think? Come on, you guys watching, what do you think? Can she go? Would you say she should leave now after 25 years? Or apart from the issue, because the only condition right now that she has is that the husband is an excellent gambler and an alcoholic. He didn't say the man is a womanizer. He didn't say the man is violent or abusive. No, that's not the condition. The condition is that the man is a gambler. So he probably has made the family poorer than they all began in the first place. I'm not sure about that. Because a gambler, you know what will happen when you have a man or a woman who is a gambler or who is a drug addict. So the condition is he's an alcoholic and a gambler. And they've been together for 25 years. Now, here is what gets me thinking. How can a woman open her two eyes out of love or emotional conge? I don't know how to put it, because this is really and then end up with a man who is an alcoholic and well known a gambler for 25 years. It's getting hot here, really. And that's why I'm sweating, because this thing makes you sweat. This kind of question makes you sweat. As a man, I'm sweating because It makes me sweat. I can't imagine I can't imagine a woman in this kind of situation. So let's discuss this. That's why I'm calling on you guys, because I can't handle this alone. Let's discuss this, because this is serious. This is serious. This is serious. It's serious, because I saw this question. I thought, what? We should have them seek for help. Antonia says, as a lot of family keeps these things to themselves. Okay. Well, first of all, we'll come to the fact that they seek for help. If she have done it, what if she have tried seeking for help? All right, and it didn't work. What if? Okay, let's see. First of all, what is wrong in a man being an alcoholic as a husband, and also being a drug addict? A gambler as a husband. What is wrong? Let's look at that first, because until we find something wrong with it, it is going to be very difficult for us to advise her to just walk away. Because there are some ladies, they don't see anything wrong in dating a man who drinks, or marrying a man who drinks, who spend time having, large bottles of wine, and spirited wine, and all those Hennessy, and all of those wine line up in the shelf week in, week out. So every weekend there's this, let's drink, and then he can go out. You can call that one a shallow drinker, or I don't know what you may call that, but that's how it gets started, isn't it? That's how it starts, because at the end of the day, he begins to go out, spend time in the bar, and spend money on those alcohol. So what's wrong with it? Is it wrong to drink? No, we are not saying it's wrong to drink. So what is wrong in having to have a man who is an alcoholic? Because I shared with you a while ago on my video, Preparing for Marriage series, I talked about men who will definitely be a horrible husband. All right. And I shared that one of the conditions to know that a man will end up being a horrible husband is when he has some series of addiction. And I talked about gambling. I talked about a drunkard, an alcoholic, a stark alcoholic. You don't want to have that. Yes, Antonia said gambling is what's leading to drinking. Well, yeah, after frustration, if you lose the game, if you didn't win, so definitely you end up frustrated, and you want to, just try and quench the whole feelings, isn't it? Yeah, that happens. So, but the question is, how does it affect this woman? Why would she want to leave if that's the condition? Remember, they've been there for 25 years. They've been there for 25 years. So let's discuss this before I begin to bring in my own solution, or probably what my opinion is. So I want us to discuss this. Come on, guys, let's get on it. Let's get on it, because this is very important. Because we have a lot of women out there, and if you're watching, you haven't liked this video yet, I want you to hit the like button, and then share to your timeline, share to your friends on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, or whatever you want to share this video to. Right now, I want to encourage you to share this video, because I want people all to come in so we can discuss this, and then we will be able to help liberate a lot of families who have this condition. Like Antonia said, as a lot of family keeps these things to themselves. Thank God this woman spoke out. There are a lot of women who keep these things to themselves. We don't want such things to keep growing in families. So we want to talk about this and then make a suggestion for this woman. We want to suggest, because we don't know, you've been there for 25 years, right? Uh, for me, I haven't been there for 25 years. Wow. You knew for 25 years, you knew that your husband was a gambler, or did you just know? Because again, the adjective qualification that you use, you said an excellent gambler. For you to have considered him an excellent gambler, in quotes, it means you have over the years observed him doing this. But even though as an excellent gambler, he is an excellent in losing. That's what you're saying. Because if that gambling has favored you, I won't believe you'll be here sharing your story, asking the question and thinking of running away. Because it's obvious that the gambling hasn't favored both of you, and rather is making you guys poorer. Yes, that's one of the conditions of gambling. Every gambler will make his or her family poorer. It brings a lot of problem. You need to understand that. Now, before I continue, if you have one or two each contributions to make on this, please do, because right now I'm feeling the pressure. You understand the pressure to unleash these things out on this woman or on the man, because I'm concerned about both of them. Where have you been for 25 years? 25 years? You've been in a relationship of a man who's an alcoholic? You said an excellent gambler and alcoholic. Excellent. You mean that means he has a qualification. If you were to give him a qualification, he is qualified to be awarded. All right? And you've been there for 25 years. My goodness. I think in the first 2 years, it should be enough for you to try and wait for things to change. If it didn't change, by now you should not be asking, should I stay there? Should I leave? I'm thinking, what were you doing for 25 years? Some women have some patience. I think you have been very patient. Wow. You have been very, very patient for 25 years. Wow. I mean, I'm really I'm really concerned about this. So let's help this woman. First, she has tried. She has tried to be there for 25 years, watching this man squander money after money, squandered money after money, both on two things: alcohol and gambling. These are agents of poverty. Except a woman loves to be poor, I don't see any woman who will see these two things as a habit of a man and still stay in that man's life, except you didn't know that this man has these things, or this is what he has been practicing. He deceived you. Except he deceived you into the marriage. And then you got into the marriage. After a while, you noticed, or probably you just noticed, for all 20 years, you didn't know that this man that this man is an alcoholic. Okay, let's look at the problem. Let's look at the problem here. First of all, we are getting a comment coming. Okay, says Atana says she can help him seek help. She can help him seek help. And let me put it up. She can help him seek help. If he refuses to take the help, then he's not ready to change. So she has every right to let him leave. She has every right to let him live his life. And why she leave her too? Okay. All right. So here is your suggestion, Antonia. You're saying that if she offers to help, so he needs a therapist. He needs to be rehab. He needs to be at a rehabilitation center right now. He needs help because, first of all, we know alcohol and gambling is agents of poverty and also agents of violence. These are destructive tools that anybody who has his right sense should avoid, either in a marriage or in a life, in his personal life. Seriously. There are reasons why you cannot have a man or a woman who is an alcoholic in your life. There are a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. So this is why I say let's discuss this, because I need to, apart from that, what do you think? Do you guys advise a woman to stay in a marriage whose husband is an excellent alcoholic, excellent gambler and a super alcoholic? Look at the qualification: excellent gambler and a super alcoholic. So would you guys advise such things to happen? So what would you advise a lady to do in such a condition? She should stay. Atuna already suggested that she can help him seek help. If he refuses to take the help, then he's not ready to change. So he should leave right away. Let him live his life and the woman live her life. So we know that these two habits are not good. Why? Why is it so? Because, first of all, the man is a gambler. So let's look at why gambling is a deadly thing. Why gambling is a deadly thing. What are the negative effects of gambling? Number one, if you're listening now, I want you to pay attention to this. So if your husband or wife is a gambler, now this is where you have to sit up and watch what is going to happen. These things are going to happen, or they're already happening. First, a man who is an excellent gambler will advances this sign of harm. There will be these signs of harm in your relationship. There will be signs of harm in your marriage. Number one, relationship conflicts. That is exactly what people get firsthand. There will be relationship conflict, quarrel here and there, fighting over money, fighting over unnecessary, irrelevant things, unnecessary anger burst. We flood the relationship like never, depending on the condition of both who are involved in the relationship. A rich man, a wealthy man, a well-paid man, if you have a well-paying job and he has a habit of gambling, it's not going to be too long. Very soon, his bank account will be dried up. The same goes with an alcoholic. We'll come back to that in a moment. But first, it will lead to relationship conflict. So if you've been having constant conflict in your relationship, constant quarrels, constant indifferences in your relationship, this is exactly what is going on. It is because the man who is spending so much money, throwing it away, hoping that he will get lucky to win some millions of whatever currency he think he want to win the millions on, is a mirage. It doesn't. How many, upon all the millions of people that are playing and putting their money into gambling, playing all sorts of gambling games, whatever they are throwing their money into, different set of gambling. And then I want you to think like this. How many of them percentage, took of the percentage of people that actually win in a month? Let's say 10 million people played all around the world, or let's say all over Europe. 10 million people played in 1 month. And then out of 10 million, you can only hear that only one person out of 10 million, only one person won so an amount of money. So it brings conflict. You need to understand that. Number two, it reduces work or study performance. When a man begins to dwell in gambling, it will reduce his work performance. He will start having problem with his work. So very soon, this high-paying job that he got or that he has will soon be gone. Because if he's losing his performance at work, very soon his boss is going to call on him and then review his job. And very soon he might be asked to stay at home. I've seen many gamblers and hear stories. You do your research of how many gamblers have lost their jobs. Even mostly an alcoholic, a super alcoholic. How does it feel like early in the morning you're coming to your office, you're smelling alcohol? How will it feel like for an employer to keep you on a job? You might end up signing documents that you shouldn't have signed. Man, this woman tried 25 years. Wow. I think I have to give this woman some credit. She did well. 25 years. 25 long years. Think about it. Huge, huge, huge. 25 long years. Staying a man who ends up bringing home, bringing conflict to the relationship all the time. There's always quarrel. You cannot tell me that for the past 25 years, most of the time, 90% of the time, that you guys were not quarreling and fighting all the time. You can't tell me that. If this man is actually an excellent gambler, like you said, definitely that's why you want to go after 25 years, like you're tired. You couldn't just hang on in there anymore. Another thing that gambling will do, another harm, is a harm, destructive harm. Another harm that, which is obvious, is financial difficulty. The more he gambles like that, the more money you guys lose. The bank account will begin to dry up. How could you have allowed a man for 25 years to be gambling your money away? That's 25 years of abject poverty. Allowing the man to flood your, oh boy, flood your relationship with financial difficulty. Think about it. Financial difficulty for how long? 25 years. So imagine you are asking this kind of man money to do this. I need money to do this. I need money to buy this. I need money to do my hair. I need money to take care of the kids. I need money for the days. And let's assume all of the money is going into accounts of the family. Let's assume you are not even working as a woman. That he's the only one that had a well-paying job, and then he's a gambler. Can you imagine the financial difficulty that you're going to be experiencing? Even now, if you decide to stay longer without the man changing, this is what you're going to keep experiencing. Financial difficulty. Oh, finally, I got Rosemary on here. Rosemary, you're welcome. And so now I've been the one, giving us comment here. Now you're here. Yes, she should move. Okay, Rosemary says she should move the family investment so he cannot take hold of them. What? Okay, question. What if she's not in charge of the family investment? What if what if she doesn't have access because she can't? What if it's joint account? All right, because she didn't tell me this. We are just discussing this, all right, because we know there are a lot of families going through this right now. Okay, let's not deceive ourselves. This is truth. All right, so let's say let's assume she doesn't have the access to move the family investment. What's she gonna do? Okay, I'll play by your suggestion, Rosemary, that I'll play by your suggestion. Probably she have access to it. So she might be probably watching this video right now because I asked her to. Hopefully she's watching. If she's watching, that's fine. If she's not watching, she'll watch it again. But in reality, okay, she should move the family investment. Don't you think that will cause even more harm or more problem? The man will become rage, and then it will lead to bitter fights. And what do you think? Because she can't just wake up one day and say, I'm moving the family investment. So no. What do you suggest? Because she's planning to leave. Is she leaving with anything? What can she live with? Because if she stays there, what we've been talking about now is that she, obviously, this kind of attitude, this kind of habit produce anger. The man will be wrought. He will have a lot of anger in him, a lot of anger. You see, he will have a lot of anger. Because gambling, when you lose, what you do, all of those emotion of lust, all of those feelings, you come back home and you want to vest it on your children or your wife. They'll become the punching bag of all of those, the dumping ground of all of those emotions. They are the one that is being victimized. That's why it's wrong to even think of staying a day. You know that a man is a gambler and you continue to stay there another one day. You are in trouble. You just sign up for trouble. You say, but he's my husband. Yes, listen, your husband doesn't mean you should die prematurely. Being your husband doesn't mean you should die ignorantly. That's stupidity, to my highest opinion. That's stupidity, because this man is a stack. You said he is an excellent gambler. He's an excellent gambler. Okay. Gambling for 25 years. Everything will soon have been sold in a lot of debt too. Yeah. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. Gambling for 25 years? He'd have sold everything. Sold his car or something. Who knows? Maybe he had about 2-3 houses before he have sold them. Maybe one left. Otherwise, soon they will be sold. Because it's a habit. So he needs help. Who knows now if they are not in debt already? Probably he's in debt already. If you are just joining us for the first time and you're watching this video, I want you to first of all click on the title. We are talking about a certain woman who sent us a question. He said, my husband is an excellent gambler and a super alcoholic. Should I leave our 25 years marriage? Should I leave? She's asking for help. She's asking for opinions. And that's what we're discussing today. And if you are watching now for the first time, hit the like button, And then if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do so and subscribe. And let's comment. And the comment section is right there for you to make your opinions. It's a free and open chat box. I want you to make your comment on this. And I'm going to invite in some of you to come and say something about this, because it's not enough to just comment. I want you to say something, all right? I want you to air your opinion about this. We need to liberate this woman. What do you think? What do you think? We need to liberate her. We need to help. And there are a lot of women out there as well who are going through this traumatic situation. All right? So there is another thing that gambling will bring, that would bring to a man's life, the harm it brings to relationship. All right. This man has brought this harm to your relationship. Woman, you're listening now. This man has brought these harms to your relationship. The feeling of shame and hopelessness. This man will never have any sight of hope in his life. He will feel ashamed, because every time he loses, he's ashamed of himself. And he can't stop. That's another thing. That's why it's an habit. He can't even bear to stop it. Every time he puts in money, he loses. He puts in money, he loses. He can't bear the shame. He comes on with so much hopelessness. Imagine what this woman has been dealing with for 25 years. Brothers and sisters, you're watching this. Think about it. Imagine what this woman has been dealing with for 25 years. 25 years. Hi, 25 long years. Being with a man who's a gambler. Can you imagine what some women are going through? Can you imagine what some women are going through right now? It's so emotional. I'm feeling for a lot of women who are going through the same predicament right now. Terrible. Terrible. How can you explain it? All through 25 years, she has been experiencing relationship conflict day after day. Day after day, relationship conflict, day after day, quarrel after quarrel for 25 years. No peace. And she has been there for 25 years. Think about it. Think about it. The man has probably lost his job several times and applied for another job. Who knows? Because he must have lost his performance of work. He must have lost his performance of work. I don't know if any of you have experienced this. Probably you're watching now. That must be your experience or something. Or you know someone who have had experience of this. I would like to invite you to share your thoughts on this, because this is terrible. I'm overwhelmed. I can't even think about how a woman would just do this. How could you do this? You don't have people to talk to? Well, probably the idea is, I'm just trying to keep my marriage. Okay, I understand that. I'm an advocate. I speak against divorce. I know it's not right. If you don't think it, you can't have it. And if you don't do things that leads to it, you can't have it. So guard yourself against things that leads to it. Protect yourself. Do what is good. Be a good man. Be a good wife. Do your best. Especially when two of you agree to be good husband and wife together. If only one person is just only thinking, I'm going to be a good wife, it's going to take a longer time for unity to come into that family. And again, in most cases, if the other party doesn't play along of committing to the relationship and making it work, it's going to lead to divorce anyways. Because one person can't just keep doing it. It takes two to make things work, right? Yeah. It takes two to make a successful relationship. Yeah. Gambling is an excellent addiction. That's what we agree on. That's what we're talking about. Gambling is an addiction, yeah, and it's sometimes comorbid with alcohol. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Because both of them, that's what she said. All right. Yeah, exactly. She had been in that marriage alone, and his relationship is with this disorder. Rosemary, you make me laugh all the time. Okay, you're right. All this while she has been in the relationship alone. Okay, she's hearing this now. So it's not now that she's been alone. She's been alone for over 25 years. The man has been in a relationship with this disorder. So the man has been in a relationship with gambling. The man has been in a relationship with alcoholism. All right, being an alcoholic. So this woman has just been on her own trying to survive. Wow. How terrible. How terrible. How terrible. It's so emotional because I'm thinking, Jesus, what is this? How come we have these things happening and nobody talking about it? I'm grateful for this channel. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And those of you who haven't invited your friends or relatives to join this channel, please do. I encourage you to do, because there's so much people suffering. A lot of people are suffering right now. A lot of families are going the wrong way. No direction. Look at, even the churches are not helping. You go to church, you hardly will hear any major information that has to deal with marriage and relationship and handling these things. My goodness, I'm tired. I'm tired of these guys. I wish we can hold a men's rally all around the world. I wish we can hold men's rally. I mean, we need to do men's rally program. What do you think? We need to. Of course, we know that women also have their own side, their own. Of course, not everyone is perfect. Not everyone is perfect. Okay, we know every woman ought to, do something. We know they have their own side to it. So I'm going to invite you guys to talk to me. Come on. Some of you should have something to say. Come on. You have experience of this, or you have someone who have been in this condition before. I have posted now the link for you to share your thoughts. And I'm inviting you to share your thoughts because I want you to talk to me. I want you to share your thoughts. I'm going to invite you in and you come on live with me, and you're going to be on live with me, and then we're going to talk about this. You tell me what you think about this. What do you advise a woman to do? What do you advise women to do? Yes, Maria, you're welcome. Marie, is it Marie? I'm gonna bring you on now in a minute. While you're just waiting. Now, everyone, please, I need your genuine, honest contribution to this, because this video is gonna go a whole long way in many years to come. People are gonna watch this because they know they've been going through this. All right. So I encourage you to speak your heart. If you have experience of this, please tell us how you resolve this. Tell us how you resolve this. Maria have left. Okay, you left. I wanted to bring you on now. Okay, so this is exactly what we're talking about. All right, this is exactly what we're talking about. We need to change the behavior of these going on among men. We need to change it. 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 So the question is now, why is gambling so addictive? Why is this so addictive for 25 years and it's still counting? Why is gambling so addictive? Why? Because this woman, she had tried, I think for the past 25 years, she may have tried to stop it. She may have tried to help. She may have prayed. Who knows? Probably she's a Christian, maybe she's not. She may have prayed that God should help this husband stop this habit. But why is it so addictive? Why is gambling so addictive? It's just like shopping for a woman. It's just the way it is. It's the fun. There's a feeling. There's a fulfillment that goes with it. Just like someone who smokes and the man who drinks, who's an alcoholic. So I need your honest suggestion here, because I'm expecting some of you to give your honest suggestion. What should you do in such a relationship? And then advice to young aspiring relationship seekers, those who wants to get married. As we speak, the count all around the world, the count of marriage is increasing every second. As we're speaking now, people are getting, in fact, today alone, being Saturday, we have a lot of marriages taking place right now all around the world. I mean, people are subscribing to relationships, subscribing to family life right now in their thousands. In their thousands. Many of them don't even know what they are stepping into at all. Many of them don't understand marriage is hard. They don't understand it. They think it's all bed of roses. Everything just working out. You just come in, you enjoy yourself all day, all year, all month. Oh yeah, I agree, we might have problems. If you have problems, we'll be able to solve it. That's fine, I'm ready. Really? How ready mentally are you? How ready emotionally are you? How ready physically are you? How ready financially are you? And how ready spiritually are you? We need to talk about mental development. We need to talk about growth, what it actually means to be mature enough to get married. You need to have it. A lot of women don't understand that this is so important. I can't imagine a woman being in a relationship for 25 years and now you're crying to leave, having been with a man for 25 years who is an excellent alcoholic or super alcoholic, as you said, an excellent gambler for 25 years. Imagine the hurts. Imagine the trauma. Imagine the calamities that have been brought into your relationship over 25 years. Maybe he has been even violent to you. You didn't mention that. Maybe he has bruised you all the time, most of the time. You didn't mention that. What about the financial abuse that you have been going through over 25 years? You didn't mention that. What help have you granted? Have you tried to call for therapy, or he should be rehabilitated? Did you call for any agency? The people who can help? Because this is beyond just sitting down there and expecting everything to change. It's not going to change. For 25 years, if a man hasn't stopped a habit for 25 years, it can only take a miracle. I tell you the truth, it can only take a miracle. And I believe you've been expecting that miracle for 25 years. I'm not sure. You probably have been expecting 25 miracles for 25 years and it hasn't happened. And now you want to leave. I understand. So here's what you do. Here's what you do. This is my own suggestion to you. I have already tried to describe to you that you have been in a very, very, I think I need to take off my glass because I'm sweating. Because this thing is making me sweat. And it's winter approaching, spring already, approaching winter. Autumn, sorry. It's approaching winter. Winter is coming. And it's cold outside and I'm sweating inside because of this woman's question, really. I don't know why. It's hot. This woman's question is really making me hot. And I'm thinking what she's going through and I'm emotionally attached to her problem. Oh boy. Okay. Now, maybe you have something to say because I have to say something, all right? Maybe you have something to say. I've already put the link there. For those of you who have suggestion to make, I'll call you in. Just click on the link and you'll be in and you'll be able to talk. You may not show your face. If you don't want to show your face, that's fine. All right. Then you can air your view. Air your view about this. This is really appalling. This is really, really appalling. First, my advice to young people and those aspiring to be in a relationship: do not get married to a man who is an alcoholic. Now, you say that's common to hear. I understand that, but we still find women who blindly go into marriage with this kind of folk, hoping they will change things. You can't change anybody except the man or woman is willing for change. Except that person change, nothing will change, no matter how hard you try. This is so important. So don't get involved with a man who is an alcoholic, a gambler. Immediately you observe those traits, those addiction, run. No matter how wealthy, no matter how wealthy. I think this is the same all over the world. It's the same all over the world. No matter how wealthy. No matter how wealthy. You need to stay away. Run. Like run for your earnest life, your sincere, pure life. Because you have a pure life. You have a pure life. I can't imagine that, really. You think about it. Me, I can't really imagine it. If I discovered that you are in a relation, I discovered that you are a drunk, you are an alcoholic, you are a gambler, what should I be doing with you? What kind of trust am I hoping? What kind of future am I planning to have with you? So, women who are planning to get married right now, or you are dating somebody who is a gambler, sometimes you follow the person to the bar. You follow the man to the gambling shops, or he even does it on his phone. You don't even know about it. If you discover those things, that's the time you're going to either draw the line. You're going to sit him down and say, you know what? I've observed this is what you do. This is not what I'm signing for. I'm not going to commit my life to you with the hope of destroying my future. Because this thing you're doing is going to destroy us, is going to destroy our future. Yeah, finally I got somebody here. All right, let's get you on. Rosemary, thank you.
Hi.
Hello, Rosemary. Finally, you're here.
Yeah, so I've been trying not to. I've been contemplating if to call in or not, but
Okay, thank God you did. So continue. Thank you.
yeah, I was just really like, some people actually make decisions, like you're in a certain situation and you decide to stay in.
Mm,
I would say it might not sound nice, but I would say that person is equally a gambler, you
mm,
know,
mm.
because you're gambling with your life. What is
Yeah.
that?
Oh.
What is that? With this, there are some things you don't pray away. You know,
Mm,
there's different factors that come in to make people either a gambler or in compulsive gambling disorders, or they're into alcohol, this
mm,
addictive behaviors, taking alcohol, drug. There's
mm,
so many factors that play a role in that. Some are
mm,
genetic, some are environmental factors, right?
mhm,
Or a
mhm,
combination of both. It
mhm,
could be their early life experience, you know,
mm,
which it's something that been what would I say, published widely,
mhm,
the effect of early life stress
mhm,
on later life behaviors could lead to all this anxiety, depressive like behaviors, and those serve as a risk factor or risk factors in
Mm-hmm.
development or could arise as consequences of gambling disorders, right? And
Yeah.
gambling disorders are kind of, if we're looking at it in the scientific sense,
Mm-hmm.
is a reward deficiency syndrome,
Yeah.
in that you can never get enough of it, right?
Yeah.
There's a deficiency in your reward pathway, in that you always want, you're anticipating reward all the time, and it's never enough. You keep
Mm-hmm.
going for it, you keep going for it, you keep
Mm-hmm.
going for it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you are there as a spouse, and somebody is like, you're supposed to be with somebody where you can build a future together. Now somebody is that is going to gamble it all the way, right? So you're not
Mm-hmm.
building anything. You're just sitting as a pillar and observing how your life is being thwarted by somebody else. And I don't know, sometimes I shudder when people kind of ask if they should leave a toxic situation. Like, don't you think you deserve to be happy in your life? Or I don't know. I usually like, okay, you come this world, come suffer, or
Right.
like, I don't know. It's almost like you meet people that feel as if, oh, because they're Christians or because they belong to some other religion. It's not only amongst Christians, but some, yeah, because there's some form of religion. There's
Yeah.
some things you don't endure. It's not everything you endure, for heaven's
Mm.
sake. It's not everything you come home to. I look, honestly, because I almost walked out of a sister seminar because
Yeah.
of something like this. I was so
Oh
upset.
dear.
The guest speaker was
Yeah.
talking about how her husband had always been going out, like he would leave the home for weeks. Sometimes he'll come back with women and stay with them
Oh.
in their matrimonial home, and she'll be the one serving them as a good Christian woman, and
What?
blah blah blah. And the man now finally left her for so many years. Then of course he got broke, he got sick, then he came back, and she went and gave a testimony. The children were all grown then, and it's like, oh, when you get into marriage, that is something you have to something. I was like, hey,
What?
hey, hey, who brought this woman here?
What?
And some people were waving their hands and clapping. And I'm like, okay,
What?
I'm in the wrong place. I'm in
Indeed.
the wrong place, obviously, because if I open my mouth here,
Ah.
everything's gonna scatter.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is that is so that's an example of some belief systems that are promoted in church
In
or in
church.
religious settings, and keep people in. But I'm like, okay, if you can get support from a group like that, at least borrow yourself some sense. God give I believe God gave everybody some amount of it.
Yeah.
You're in the one in the situation, you know where it pinches you.
Yeah.
You need to protect your sanity at all costs, because this thing will drive the woman into depression. She will always be anxious. She'll get into some neuropsychiatric disorders that she shouldn't have in the first place.
In
It
the
might even
first
drive her
place.
into drinking because she can't cope. Like, so I
Whoa.
don't understand, right? And then after leaving, you now have to be seeing a psychologist for therapy because he went through all this stuff, over the years, and feeling like, oh, I'm a strong woman. No, no. What? Like, you wasted your life, the years you would have been happy. God didn't bring you to this world to come and be somebody's babysitter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you would have pointed him in the direction of help. But if he doesn't seek that help himself, there's no way he's getting out of it. There's no amount of war room you're gonna watch and all that's gonna get him out of it.
At
I'm
all.
just I'm just sick and tired of this whole thing. And you have other women shaming women that make those decisions for themselves. It's ridiculous.
It
No,
is ridiculous.
madam, oh, you are asking if you should leave. You should have left years
Long,
ago, but
yes.
then still kukuma leave, sha. Since you're still asking,
Okay. All
that
right.
is my own contribution.
Okay, Rosemary, Rosemary, hold on. Before you leave, hold on there. All right, because it's not easy to leave. You know that, right?
It's never easy. That doesn't mean you shouldn't. Some
So
people have left
what?
have left
Yeah, I know
okay
some people have left, but I'm saying,
with nothing really
okay.
to protect themselves. Sometimes when you take a step,
Mm,
really, you get, well, you won't always get support, but you receive the strength to move further. It's beyond you. Let's say I believe probably her children will be grown by now, but
mm,
you've already succeeded in exposing them to a lot of disastrous and destructive behavior they shouldn't
yeah,
have been exposed to in the first place.
yeah.
So at this point, why would it still be difficult for her to leave after 25 years? Usually, the problem is like, well, except she wasn't working ever, which is problematic. That
Yeah.
means it's either she never wanted to work or she was married into to a husband who didn't want her to work.
Hmm.
And as a humble Christian woman,
You are giving it. You are giving it to her, isn't
as
it?
a humble Christian woman, you decided, okay, I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm not gonna like shame anybody that decides to be a full-time housewife. I mean, under the right circumstance, right?
Mm,
But still have some investment. There are things that you can do online. There's some things, you have your money. It opens. It's either a gateway to some other forms of abuse, right?
mm,
Emotional, financial abuse, and all that beyond what you're now seeing that is manifesting. That, oh my God, the world is coming down. There's an undertone of other
mm,
things.
mm.
So you've been married and you don't have anything to show for it. Okay, you want to buy underwear, you go ask him. You want to buy sanitary towels, you go ask. Like, is that okay?
Financial
you know,
abuse.
they
That's
they
financial abuse.
you need to have, yeah, you need to have some form of investment for yourself. If not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is. If it's not modern time slavery, like, you don't have any to fall back on as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
No, no. And then, okay, let's say she started seeing this stuff. Oh, she thought it was gonna be rosy, rosy, and
Mm,
then you started seeing that things are going haywire.
mm-hmm.
Then you start mapping out an exit, putting down an exit strategy. Look for a job, do something, make money, map out how you're going to leave, because it's not easy to just get up and leave like that, especially if you had nothing doing. You don't have a bank account of your own, you don't have anything to call your own, you know. I mean, there are groups. I mean, I'm sure there are welfare groups somewhere
Mm,
where that can house her while
mm,
she's trying and teach her to do something, and while she's trying to get her life together. I don't know what her location is, but she could definitely find out.
mm,
There are places like that. She could definitely get help. So it's really like there's no excuse. But the more you stay, the more, well, your brain chemistry has already been rewired over the years. In
mm,
that, she definitely has some underlying neuropsychiatric situations she has to contend with.
wow.
Um, Yes, that I know. Whether she admits it or not, because
Amazing,
it's gonna be
amazing.
depressive
Yeah.
living with that for a long time. So, she needs to just leave when she can. Leave, reach out to women's groups, welfare groups that take care of women or shelter women coming from toxic households, because
Mm-hmm.
this is a toxic situation, and just run. Just
Wow.
run.
Mm.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
what would you advise those who are young now, aspiring couples, who wants to become couples? I mean, want to get married. What do you think they should do now to avoid this kind of issue happening to them? Because a lot of times things like this is hidden. It's not always in the open, isn't it?
yeah, some things are not always in the open. I mean, sometimes you don't need to see the full-fledged version of things for you to dig deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You take note of every red, green, yellow flag. If a yellow flag, it doesn't have to turn red yet. Yeah, when it's turning yellow, you're like, huh, wait. But people are like, always, I don't know if it's love, huh? That's weird. Okay, but it's like love is blind. He loves me. I want to get married. And oh, da, da, da,
Wow,
da. And they ignore a lot of signs,
a lot.
even if they hit them with it in their faces, they ignore them.
Why are people like that? Why are
I,
most women? Why
I
are they like that? Really?
honestly, since I'm the odd one out, I can't really explain.
All right, all right.
I'm a realist, so I've never had time to, like, oh, mushy mushy. Okay, no, no,
Okay. But, but
use your common sense.
you're
Plan
learning
your
to.
future. Yeah. Plan your future with your head. Yeah, you can deal with your heart later. Because
Mhm.
honestly, when you're gonna live with a person for decades, you're not still gonna have those butterflies in your tummy. Is a friendship, is a partnership that you're gonna be working with. So if
Mhm.
you're making your decision based on some butterflies, man, butterflies don't even have a long lifespan
Long
anyway.
life in it.
So
So put the butterflies behind you, and then use your head.
the butterflies will die, you'll still be there. So work, ladies, work. Everybody work, right?
Mm,
Build a healthy relationship, have a long-term plan. If
mm,
the person starts showing signs of, toxic behaviors in
mm,
whatever form, even if
mm.
it's a slight, just investigate it further. And if it seems that you see the way he treats women around him, you see the way he treats his family or his mother or his friends or
Mm.
he just managed to control himself from slapping you. It's like, oh, he loves me. He will never do that till he kills you now. Hmm?
Wow, 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 wow. Now this is awesome. I believe that I believe a lot of people will be watching this video in a couple of days and all of that in years to come, because this is a new channel that is just growing, and that's why I'm very happy with the support I'm getting from you and other lovely commenters and people on this channel. It means that we are adding value to people's life, because if you didn't see value on it, you won't be here and sharing your opinion as well. Thank you so much, Rosemary,
It's been
for
a pleasure. Thank
I
you.
appreciate, I appreciate. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. Bye.
So here we have it, guys. You heard Rosemary and you heard our comments and our suggestion, opinions, our genuine opinion to you. Again, this is my additional advice. Firstly, do not get into a relationship that is toxic, and there are ways to find out if a man could be a horrible husband, especially those of you who are aspiring to be into a relationship. You're a young couple now, or you're planning to be a young couple, you're trying to enter into the marriage life. You see, it's a journey. Marriage is a journey, it's not a destination, it's a journey. So you need to understand that you are ready for the long journey. As long as you are on this earth, that is how the journey is, as long as it is. You need to understand that. So planning well and making your mind up and growing the way you should to prepare for this long life commitment is so important. So I have already done some series on this training section, on our video section, on video channel, I've done a series preparing for marriage. If you haven't watched any of those videos, go and watch the playlist. Just click on the playlist, preparing for marriage. There are a lot of videos there that will help you, especially as it sounds like preparing for marriage. If you are preparing for marriage, preparing for a relationship, or you want to take your relationship to the marriageable level, or you want to move into that arena, you need to watch these videos. You need to, because that's the mistake that most of these women are making now. Because right now, she's after 25 years, she's looking for help. She has suffered for a long time. And if she knew these things before she got married 25 years ago, you think she would have married this man 25 years ago? I mean, living in a toxic, abusive, alcohol oriented, and massive gambling life for 25 years with a man for 25 years. You think she would have done that? Now, she thought it's going to end. Things will change. But you notice for 25 long years has done, nothing has changed. Now she wants out. Do we have to wait for 25 years? Do we have to even wait for 10 years to make that decision? Or is it better for us to observe from have what we call perspective into the future? You see, anticipating into the future. You need to have an anticipating mind, the ability to anticipate what will happen, and then be able to figure out the things you need to do. Like she said, plan your future. Rosemary said, plan it. Anticipate what your life want to be. What kind of marriage you want to have? What kind of relationship you want to have? Are you willing to commit to build it? So go. So for those of you, I'm really concerned about those who are planning to get into it. I'm really concerned about you. In most cases, there's not much we can do for those who are already in it, like this one for 25 years. The best advice we could give you is that, you know what? You are in a toxic relationship for the past 25 years. You didn't know it. All right? And now this thing can destroy you if you are not careful. If this man is not willing to change, then you can't be there. Except you sign up for poverty, you sign up for suffering for the rest of your life, you sign up not to be happy again. That could be your ticket to stay there. But if that's not your choice, I'd rather you begin to wise up. Take a step and walk your freedom. Walk your freedom. What do you want? What do you want? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of future do you want to have? What kind of legacy do you want to leave for your children? What do you really want? Clarity of purpose is what is important when starting out. Clarity of purpose. And many women don't take time to think like this. Many men as well don't take time to think like this. That's what you need. Okay? I've talked about this before. Go and watch the playlist on preparing for marriage. Go and watch it, the whole thing. I talked about a lot of things there. How you can recognize toxic relationship, how you can recognize a man who will become a horrible husband, a woman who is going to become a horrible wife, a lot of things there. And what you should do to get yourself ready for a marriage life. All right? I've talked a lot about that. So enough of that now. Here is what you do, Mrs. or whoever you are, you're going through this right now. Here's what you do. First, get some help. Call for help. There's always help everywhere. There are organizations, there are welfares, there are agencies who will be able to help you if you are in any situation of domestic violence or you are in a situation of such as this. A man who is a gambler, an alcoholic, and then comes on abusing you, destroying your future in your life, putting you in a very toxic and traumatic environment every day. You can't stay there. How long do you think you're going to survive that? You're lucky enough to be alive now. I think so. So you need to plan your freedom. Get help. That's number one. And number two, watch over your heads. Because this is not the time you're going to be getting into fight with this kind of man. You need to avoid getting into fight with him, because you want to work out your freedom with peace of mind. You want to work out your freedom with the whole body. You want to be well and sound, and so you go out with peace and not in pieces. All right. So watch over your heads. Don't get into argument. Try to avoid every form of argument, because this man is an agent of it. So his argument is coming from him. He's the one to bring it. So you need to avoid it. Like you will avoid an arrow that is being shot at you, because he's going to be shooting a lot of dangerous arrows at you. You need to plan to dodge those arrows and escape them for your life. What I mean by that is avoid every trouble that he may come with. Avoid arguments with him. Avoid it. Try as much as possible, because you're walking your exit. You don't want to create a scenario where he will start beating you or becoming so violent or doing things and throwing things at you. You don't want to live there in pieces. All right? Avoid that. Then number two, like you said, get something doing. You need to start creating your financial arsenal. Because he's a gambler. Every money that goes into the account goes into this. He uses it to gamble and throw the money away. Except, I'm not advocating that a woman and wife should have separate, they'll be hiding their finances from each other. No. You see, it's in a situation like this, it's the best advice you could get. It's required in a situation like this, where the man is wasting money, gambling and drinking. You got to work your financial freedom. What about if you have kids? What about if you throw you guys out tomorrow? What are you going to do? Plan for that. Very important. And then, lastly, you must plan your exit date. You must say so and so day in your mind, in your heart. Write it down. I'm leaving. You have to walk your freedom and set that date and walk. Let him wander around with all you care, because you've been there for 25 years or even less or more. What are you going to do? Is it going to change in 1 minute? Did you think it's going to just change because he said, oh, please, I'll change? No, you know that is not going to work anymore. Sometimes you need to let this man be alone and let him reflect in his actions and his character, in his waywardness and stupidity. You need to let such men be alone. Oh boy, I have so much to talk to you on this. I have so much to tell. I'm going to end this broadcast now, because, I'm thinking, what is this? What is this? Well, thank every one of you who have commented so far on this broadcast. Rosemary, Antonia, and Love Ganzavi. I can't pronounce that properly. Forgive me. And Mr. Adamwen. Thank you so much, every one of you that participated and also commented. Thank you, Rosemary, again, for coming on to share your opinion with everyone on this channel, especially those who will be viewing this video in the future. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to every one of you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, once again, I say subscribe. And also, if you haven't been sharing this channel with other people, those of you who have been my committed and reliable, loyal family members, please do share this video and share this channel with your loved ones and friends that you know, on your WhatsApp group, on your Facebook timeline, on your Instagram. Do it for love. Just do it, because this thing we share here, We are going to help a lot of people together. Let's do it together. And that's what I'm calling on you to do. And know that you want to help people. Please, this is the way to do it. All right, let's share this content. All right. And those of you who haven't liked the video yet, why not hit the thumb up button now? Hit it and like it. Thank you so much. And I appreciate every one of you. And then we are coming to the end of the stream. And if there should be any question, please leave it on the comment section. I always go through your comments and reply your comments. So leave your comment on the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a beautiful evening. I'll see you again in our next video. Bye for now.